What's up? Honor Hammer 26. I'm going to give you my Dragon Gate USA Untouchable pay-per-view review. I wanted to see the entire thing before I gave you guys my review of it. I finally just got done watching it. Overall, I'm going to say this show is not as good as Enter the Dragon. However, still was a really, really great pay-per-view. I'm not going to call it amazing, but I'm going to call it really, really great. I'm going to give it an 8.75. Just definitely worth picking up, though. I'm definitely still going to recommend this pay-per-view. Go check it out. I definitely recommend it. But basically, they need to rename this show the Best and Worst of Gabe, because the best thing about Gabe's booking techniques were on this show, and the worst things about Gabe's booking techniques were also on this show. And I'll get to those a little throughout the review. So, alright, our opener was Dragon Kid versus Masato Yoshino. This was not as good as their match from Enter the Dragon, but for the opener, I thought this was very, very good. And they've had better openers than this in Japan, and also have had better matches just in general in Japan than this. But for what they had, it was a very, very good match. Because they're such good rivals, usually their match course corrects in different directions that I can usually see coming. Or they usually kind of do the same spots to build the match and then just go from there. But in this match, it kind of just course corrected right to the finish, which I was very, very happy to see. Or not all that happy to see, but just it was just kind of there. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was not really good. They kind of course corrected right to the finish, and I'm like, it was just okay there. I'm gonna give it 3.5. Just the match was very good for an opener, better opener than BB Hulk and YAMATO, so I'll give it that. Next, we got the Chikara match of the night. Mike Quackenbush teaming with Jigsaw versus YAMATO and Gran and Akuma. This was the first match in Dragon Gate USA history that I had seen that is under 3 stars. I'm giving this 2 3/4. Jigsaw did injure, or I think he tore his ACL in this match, which is probably the reason this shouldn't have been on the pay-per-view in general. And I think they had their certain matches they had planned out that they were going to have on the pay-per-view anyway, and they still just went with that, which was a bad idea, because this kind of makes your company look a little bad that the wrestler got injured like 2 minutes in this match and you still kept it on there. And that definitely hurt the match. I mean, Jigsaw is a good in-ring competitor and is a good wrestler, but I mean, a one-legged wrestler is not all that great, no matter who he is. Not even Zach Allen. But just that just kind of hurt the match. It kind of pissed me off a little bit. It didn't drop the rating necessarily, but it did affect the match. I'm still going to give it. It still wasn't good. It was just okay. Nothing much there. I mean, it was nice to see Quackenbush get a lot of offense in, because he definitely deserves it, because he is one of the best in the world, and definitely one of the best on the American Indies, or one of the best in the independents in the world. So that was great to see there. And Gran Akuma did look okay. YAMATO looked very impressive, and Jigsaw, of course, entered himself. So 2 3/4. There's that. Next, we got one of the 2 huge reasons to buy this show: Naruki versus Bryan Danielson. Man, was this an excellent professional wrestling match. That's what it was. This is your definition of a professional wrestling match. When you think of pure wrestling and then kind of turned into a fight, this is what you think of. This is on Bryan Danielson's final Countdown tour. So this was a match that I wanted to see anyway, and then they deliver on huge amounts in this match. I am giving this 4.5. Not quite enough to make my match of the year countdown, but it was still 4.5. A very good. I think it's when I ranked it, I gave it 13th. I think there were 2 matches that are not on my match of the year countdown that I think were a little better than this. But still, gotta check out this match. It was very, very good. The emotion in this match was amazing. I mean, Danielson was absolutely the face, and since Doi, I think, is a face in Japan, he had to kind of react to that, and he did a very good job of it. And this is kind of the only match of the night where there was only one false finish, or there's only one real false finish, and there was a couple that went had 2 or 3, and this one just had just 1. So that was very good there to see. I'm gonna give it 4.5, as I already said. Just got to see that match. Then we got a match that was clipped: Shima versus Brian Kendrick. This match probably should have been in full instead of the Mike Quackenbush Gran Akuma Chikara match earlier on. This match, from what we saw of it, looked very, very good. And one thing that I noticed during the entrance is Shima, who's very, very over with the American crowd, got a little bit less of a pop than Brian Kendrick did, which is very, very cool to see. I definitely liked seeing that. But for what we saw, it looked very, very good. So hopefully, when I buy this DVD, which you should all do when it comes out, because you need to support this company, because they've had two pay-per-views over 8.75, and the other one I gave a 10 on my review, but it should have been a 9.5. There were issues that came up later that I didn't realize in my review. But then we got Davey Richards versus Shingo, which, if you've seen this pay-per-view, or you have seen this match, or heard of this match, you know that people from live reports said it was better than Richards and Shingo. I think it was exactly the same. I'm going to give them the same rating of 5 stars. Whew. Man, Davey Richards versus Kenta made him in Ring of Honor. This match makes him in the business. The Dirty White Boy said that. I'm going to use it here because that just was a perfect explanation of this match. This match was just amazing. In the other amazing match on this pay-per-view, Doi versus Danielson, there were like 1 false finish. In this match, there were at least 5 or 6, which worked because it showed how much both of these men wanted to win this match, which I very much enjoyed that part of this match. I definitely think that Shingo is a very underrated wrestler, and Davey Richards is my favorite wrestler, one of my favorite wrestlers. So it was definitely awesome to see, and I said when I watched this match that because Davey Richards did do the tope suicida, or tope gun hilo through the second rope and landed in the 3rd row, and he did hit Shingo a little bit, so I'm like, it was just very, very cool to see, because I think I said to Nightmare Ball 1 when I actually saw this match that, like, if a career in wrestling doesn't work out, which it obviously will for him because he's just amazing, that he can always join the U.S. long jump team because he can do that perfectly. So, this is an amazing match. You've got to see this. Davey Richards did a shooting star press in this match, which was very cool to see, and just some of these strikes were just brutal in this match. Man, was that just an amazing match. 5 stars. I think it's going to be 4th on my match of the year countdown now. I mean, there have been 4 5-star matches right now, in my opinion, this year. Just, wow, this has been a strong year for matches. And then we got the main event, which is probably the worst part of the gay booking technique, in my opinion, in Ryo Saito and Genki Horiguchi versus the Young Bucks of Nick and Matt Jackson. Saito and Horiguchi are the Twin Gate champions, which is the tag team championship of Dragon Gate. But this match was good, but it should have been a different part of the card, or not on the pay-per-view at all, if you want to replace it with Sema and Kendrick, because Richards and Shingo, with how awesome of a match that is, that should have been your main event. That was the second to last match. You kind of had to you were so burnt out for watching this that you kind of just, it was kind of hard to sit through this match only for that reason. It was still a good match, and I'm a huge Young Bucks fan, so I mean, I sat through it. I kind of had to stop after Richards and Shingo. While I was a couple minutes into this tag team match, because I'm like, it just doesn't feel right. I need to start watching it, and then I'll watch it again from the beginning about 30 minutes later, and it was better than I watched it the first time. So I'm gonna give this 3.5. It was actually a very good tag team match. I might have given it a higher rating if it was a different place on this card, which it should have been. I mean, Richard and Shingo should have been your main event if you're going to tell them to go out there and have a 5-star match, which they did. And maybe you should have flipped Richard and Shingo in this tag team match if you want to have that on the higher place in this card because of the match quality the Young Bucks have with Shima and Yokozuka from Enter the Dragon. So I guess that was kind of Gabe's reasoning behind that. But the best booking techniques having 2 amazing matches, and then the worst booking techniques having the clip match, and then just the match selection, and the match order, which just wasn't very good. And there's my review. I'll see you guys later.